What's up, team? It's Tierra B, naturally, and in today's video I want to talk to you guys about my worst yet best nail salon experience as I'm driving on my way to go ahead and get my nails filled. It's currently been 2 weeks since I got these done, but stay tuned. I'm gonna go ahead and get to the nail salon and park so I can tell y'all the tea. So I'm here and I parked. I can tell y'all what had happened. All right, and also please excuse this massive bump in the middle of my face. They decided to show up and go to church with me this morning. Pray for me, y'all. Anywho, so let me tell y'all what happened was, so about 2 weeks ago, my birthday was July 22nd. My daughter's birthday was July 19th. And one thing she really wanted to do for her birthday was to get our nails done together. And we just didn't have time. We were running late. We had to make sure we could caught the flight. So it's like, well, we'll just get our nails done out of town. Mind you, so to go out of town, we're actually going to be going to North Carolina to pick up my mother-in-law, and then that's a flight, and then we're going to drive to Georgia, where our ultimate destination is going to be for our family reunion in Georgia, and where I'm going to spend my birthday, right? So we get to North Carolina, we're like, we got a little bit of time to spare before it's time to drive out to Georgia, and my mother-in-law is like, hey, I just moved in this new area here, and there's a nail salon up the street from my house. She just bought a house. So we're like, okay, cool. And so we go, she said, but you got to go early so you can get in. So we go there at 9 o'clock in the morning. The doors open at 9. So we like some of the first people in there. So, you know, I grab my little daughter's hand and we go in there. We happily skip our way into the salon. And on the way in, there was a guy that was sitting outside and he's smoking a cigarette. Didn't pay too much attention to it because I'm like, well, you know, he out here. I ain't worried about it. I personally don't like cigarette smoke. I grew up having to deal with cigarette smoke in my house off and on. Throughout my childhood and teenage years, because my mom smoked cigarettes or whatever, so God rest her soul. But anyway, so I'm like, all right, so we're going to get our nails done, and we're waiting to get our nails done, and the one guy that was in there, he actually had one person, and he was working on them, and we're just waiting and waiting, and there was a lady who was walking around kind of cleaning the bowls and stuff, and then next thing you know, I hear like some kind of seem like arguing in their language, and the guy who was in there working on the lady who was already in there is like fussing at the guy who's sitting outside smoking a cigarette. And I'm assuming he told him, hey, get in here, it's 9 o'clock, we got customers, you know, if I had to guess, why you out here smoking when we got people to serve, basically. So the guy comes in like seemingly frustrated, comes straight to the chair and calls me over. I'm like, oh, okay. At this point, all I could think of is, okay, at least he's not grabbing my daughter, because his energy was a little too, you know, his temper was a little too rough to be handling baby girl's little hands. Like, she's only had her nails, this would be like her second time getting her nails done at the salon. So the next lady comes over and she gets my daughter and she takes her to a different little table and she gets her little cute little nails done. I'll insert some pictures here. And yeah, so she didn't have to deal with any issues. It was perfect experience for her. So that was the best thing for her. For me, on the other hand, oh boy, was rough. When I tell you, he grabbed my hands. First of all, his first mistake for me was not washing his hands after coming straight in from a cigarette break. Like most establishments these days, you can't even smoke inside the establishment because it's very uncomfortable for the customer. Hence why he's smoking outside. So it's like, why would you come in and not make sure that you at least clean your hands when you're about to offer a service that's going to involve you handling customer hands? You know what I'm saying? So that was the first mistake, but I'm very sweet and non-confrontational, so I wasn't like, hey, go wash your hands, yo. But anyway, so he grabs my hands, he's doing my, you know, prepping my hands or whatever, and the whole time I'm thinking like, oh my God, please, like, just, I can't wait to the part where I get to go wash my hands, you know, once they get to a certain point. And so I had a mask on, my daughter had a mask on, you know, she's at a whole other table, so I'm like, whatever, let's just get it done. We gotta hit the road to Georgia soon, so I ain't got time for whatever. So he's doing my nails, and when I tell you he was rough, like I could feel like his nails digging into my hands, just roughly trying to get the shape right and everything, and I'm just like, okay. And every time I would, you know, not have my hands the way he wanted them to be, he would like shake my hands as if I'm the one doing something wrong. So I'm like, whew. So I'm like breathing whoo-side through the whole thing. He nicked me a couple of times with the little thing. I'm like, man. Then we got ready to do the French tips, and I'm used to my French tips being like straight across. So he didn't actually put he put the tips on, but they weren't white tips. So I'm like, I want white French tips, you know, and he's like looking at me like, I know what you asking me, but it's not really giving me that confirmation. He's just still working. So I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. So anyway, I got these clear tips on at the time, and I'm just like, all right, well, whatever. He's just doing what he want to do. And then, to my surprise, he pulls out the white polish and begins to hand create this beautiful French tip. Like, I need to feel now, but like with the little dips on the sides. I guess this is more, you know, modern way of doing things these days. I'm showing my age, y'all. I just turned 37. But yeah, so you know, they got the little wings on the bottom that kind of make it look a little more natural. And I'm like, oh, that's cute. He kind of rough, but this is cute. And he's like doing it by hand. He didn't like actually put a little white nail and cut it down. Nah, like he hand created it. So that's when I began to give him a little more grace about the cigarette smoke. I'm like, all right, you know what? He doing a good job. Even though he rough, he doing his thing. So by the time it was all said and done, I washed my hands and looked at my nails. And when I tell you, these were like the best, most beautiful set of French tip nails I had received like in my life. I was like, oh, you made up for that. So of course I gave him a good tip. My daughter and I left happy with our nails beautiful, and that was pretty much the story. But let me know what y'all think. Would y'all have told him to wash his hands? Would y'all have got up and left? Like, how would y'all have handled the situation? Because I know I probably could have handled it a different way, but I'm curious to see what y'all think. Let me know in the comments. Anywho, now that I'm back in my city, I'm here to go get my fill done by my normal nail tech, and hopefully it'll be a much better experience. Okay, so I'm back, and I'm happy to announce that my fill was a total success. It was a much better experience being home, and the guy was so much more gentle and nice, and yes, and he did not smell like cigarette smoke. But check it out, you guys. Oh, can you see him? He did freehand as well. At first I was a little concerned because he literally, like, I thought he was just gonna fill the ones I already had, and he started taking off all the polish. I'm like, wait a minute, I like the French tip I had. Can't you just? But since it was a polish, you know, they got to go through the whole process. So whatever. But yeah, he freehanded, and not only did he freehanded like the other guy in North Carolina, he freehanded without using any of the nail polish remover to fix it. Like the guy in North Carolina did the freehand by just putting the white on it, and then he used the fingernail polish remover to clean it up to make it look so pretty. So I just knew that's what this guy was gonna do. But no, he literally freehanded and didn't have to use any nail remover to fix it. So I'm so excited, you guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hey, I'm Tiara B, and I am out.